Oh, fuck me, my head actually is banging. Jesus. Yeah, I've drank about 4 litres of water today. Probably isn't helping.
Yeah, that's the number one thing. Like, whenever your girlfriend is always like, drink enough water today. It's always no. It's always no. Although I used to drink fuckloads of water, man, and then fucking grew up. No, I just
went onto the monster.
I just sort of yeah.
Got some bitches on my day.
There's water in it, man. Same thing. No, I do you, in your secondary school, was there like a Volvic strawberry water craze?
Was
that like shit?
I know of it, but I don't think we had like a craze going on.
Yeah, we had a load of jocks, man, and if you didn't have like the
jocks, bro.
Yeah, man, but see like the in between bottle of water that's not like the 500ml and it's not the like 1.75 litre. Know the wee like the adolescent bottle, like you know what I mean? Like always in the pocket, and then the insane people drinking a bottle of Coke in the morning. You're like, what are you doing, bro?
You're saying that our entire school were those insane people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember a wee girl got actually her fucking like she brought in a big 2 litre bottle of Coke that she used to keep in her pocket every day, like 2 litres of Coke every single day. And one day she got caught with it, and it was vodka in it.
What?
So, like, God knows how long she's just been drinking vodka and Coke at 9 o'clock in the morning throughout school. You know?
There's a woman we worked with was just steaming flat out, like but like, you know, a weird level of steaming. No, she was like maybe like 50 odd or something, like. Yeah. But she just kept asking me every day, did I know a mechanic? I'm like, loads of them. But like, she lived like, you know, 40 minutes away from work. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Leave your car here like all day? Like, you know what I mean? That just makes no sense, man. And then so she was in a training group, and I know one of the boys was in the training group, and he wrote to me. He was like, well, Soupy, just that, you know, person's name is, I think she's steaming. I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, yeah, I think she's steaming. And I was like, oh, whatever. I was like, not my problem, like, you know. And then she wasn't on my team, so I was like, yeah, didn't see it, you know. And then they all went out for Christmas lunch or something one day. I'm gonna say this woman's name's Teresa, right? Look at me covering names again. Fuck me. Snake
covering names. There's 3 guys called David commented on that last clip.
But they all went out for like Christmas lunch or whatever, and maybe someone would have a pint sometimes, you know. Oh, Christmas and all, you know. Yeah. She came back, and her boss goes, few vodkas, Teresa, and she was like, only a few. She was like waddling in, sat down and missed the chair and all. It was mad, but I was like, you are blocked. You're not even like a wee bit wavy on it, like you are steaming right now. You're gonna ask me for a fake sound, like, you know what I mean?
If you got like filters by any chance, I've run out of roaches.
Yeah, I don't use lighters, only matches. The gas in the lighters, no good, love, no good.
Okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the User Hectic Podcast with me, Justin Freeburn, and
me, Soupy Campbell.
I was gonna start it off like this week we have, and then I was like, what do I
This week we have a migraine.
Yeah, this week we have a fucking severe sore head and damaged lungs. So what's the crack with you, man? What's been...
Fuck on, man. I was telling you before I started there, I'd done a couple of... Maybe the ASMR here for the base, man. Yeah, I'd done a... Back gigging a wee bit. I sort of took a wee bit of a hiatus there. Yeah. Voluntary or involuntary, I don't know. But wasn't gigging regardless for a few weeks. And then back on Madden's, and I'd done Armagh City FC on Saturday night. Last Saturday night. Fucking great night's crack. It was one of them ones where it could have been a nightmare, you know, because it was a pure fundraiser and all. And I walked in early and... Initially, the guy, I was like, my first moment of being like, I'm big dick, because the wee boy at the front was like, do you have your ticket? And I was like, I'm actually on. And he's like, you're joking me. I was like, I just went on the back, and I was the first one there. I was like, where's everyone else? Talal, please help me. And then I went out, and Talal pulled up. But
like, oh, so you're the Shania Twain drag act then?
Action Bronson.
Comedy nights tomorrow.
But yeah, so done it. It was brilliant. It was one of them ones where it could have been a nightmare. A load of footballers and all. It could have been rowdy, but it was a nice rowdy. No one was rude. No one was shouting out mad shit. Everything they were adding on to your jokes was good crack, you know. Yeah. I was doing Madden's last night, and apparently hit puberty as well. Yeah, I was doing Madden's last night, doing some new shit. It's going well, and then I'm actually hosting Prohibition Comedy this Friday. I don't know when this is going out, but Friday the 2nd or Friday the 1st of March or some shit. Yeah. You missed it. It was good crack.
I smashed it. So
but yeah,
you had a mic and all, so he did.
I don't know what the crack is with the mic, but I was asking a few of them because I don't want to do any gigs with a mic, like, or without a mic, you know, because it's rule number one, like, you know what I mean, have a fucking mic. But
and that's the thing, you don't usually in comedy, you'll be like, you don't even have to think to ask that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because you'll get booked for a gig and you'll go, oh sure, yeah, I'm doing this now, and then you
It's
show
a
up.
given.
Yeah, you don't want to be texting a promoter like, here lad, have you got a microphone?
Yeah.
And they're like, it's some fucking guy who books a fucking 300-seater or something.
Yeah, it feels rude to ask almost, like sort of a given, but I think their mic fucked up. I think that's what the issue was, and then they had to just like change it about it. I don't know if they've got one sorted yet, but I think Talal said they're getting it sorted. But even without a mic, because I was sort of asking people, being like, microphone is fucking a bare minimum, but for a no microphone gig, how is it? And they were like, actually good. The room's good for no microphone. It's still not fucking, you still want a microphone, but it's
more of a comfort thing than anything.
Yeah, I love just having something, and you know what I mean?
See, like, you see them like videos of guys even put like headset mics on, like Bill Gates announcing like a new iPhone or something. And he's like starting with the hands open like this. I'm like, that is so uncomfortable. I don't know why. What do you do? Like, you just fucking, just put them in your pockets and stand like a fucking gimp.
Yeah, I seen, well, it's the likes of Cahar that doesn't take the mic off the stand.
Oh, yeah.
He just stands like wide, like the two TVs under the arms, but that's his delivery and that's perfect for him. But for me, I'm a jetty man, like I'd be fucking about now.
I'd be walking about. James McKeagney also doesn't use the mic in his hand a lot.
No?
We did Lurgan not that long ago, and the mic didn't fit into the mic stand.
Right.
It was a good mic and all, like, it was just the mic stand was too small for the mic.
Yeah.
And
I've been there.
James and it was the weirdest thing ever. James McKeagney took the mic stand out or took the mic out of the stand and held it in his hand, and I was like, oh, it's a sin.
Yeah, that's weird.
It felt weird to watch. I was like, ugh, what's happening here? Because usually he's very like vocal with his hands.
I've seen your uncle get a lap dance. You're like, I shouldn't say that.
Like the third time the night, mate. Yeah, no, it's funny. I'd be jittery as well. I have to do a wee. I go for a wee dander when I'm on stage. See, if you give me a big stage, fuck me, I use every inch of it. Like
like Kanye West running across the
stage. Beautiful big naked women just don't fall out the sky. But I like the time I did the Balmoral Hotel with Adam and Paddy McDonald, and I swear to God, I did laps of that stage, and I think I lifted the mic stand about 4 times and just kept placing it in places.
Yeah.
I think it's a nervous thing more than anything.
Definitely, man. I record basically all my sets, and sometimes I just go over to the mic stand and just be like, I bet, and just put it down. I'm like, what am I doing there? Like, because it probably sends a message to the audience, oh, he's done. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
so I don't know. I fuck around with it sometimes, but I'm trying to sort that out. And I used to, because I remember the second time I done the PAV, Luke was like, the lead was a bit too short on the mic, and Luke was like, you're a bit of a mover, man, aren't you? And I was like, well, here, you haven't seen me with a couple of pints on me. I'll move for you, no bad.
A mover, man.
Yeah, and then I was like, yeah, a wee bit. And then fucking went up, and you could have swore I had those fucking Michael Jackson shoes on with the nails in them, that fucking leaning forward. I didn't move at all. And then I realised, I was like, I don't know, it was weird. I was trying to figure shit out, like, what my best way to do it is. But I think whenever I go up and just be me, like, and just fuck around, I do tend to be a bit jittery on it, because I'm always sort of
but sometimes,
about,
like, I kind of like watching that sometimes.
Yeah.
I like watching someone who is like kind of not nervous looking, but like is energetic,
doing shit. Yeah, it's something to watch. You know what I mean? Like your eyes tracking them almost. It's
sometimes you watch someone that just stands in the spot for a wee while. You're like, like 10 minutes into it, you're like, right.
But
do
it's
something.
That I think that kind of style only sort of works for one-liners, like the likes of your Johnny Paul and Cara O'Hagan, where it's like it doesn't. I am just like a placeholder of person saying these jokes, and none of them are true. It's like,
it's also because like their jokes are like, none of them's longer than 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're telling like an anecdote, some of my jokes are fucking 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
So I'm like, trying to keep your attention. So I'm like walking around fucking playing with your sister's braids and all, just fucking doing some weird shit. Speaking of, you got the haircut, man. This is
yeah, man.
Did you get a cut before the last episode or no? Because
it's actually not even. I've just been leaving it long, if that makes sense, but just trimming the sides. It's mad. I've been off the drink for a month and got a man bun. What's that about? Gimp. But
start hiking after this.
Ice baths and
I really want to connect with my spirit animal, man.
Fuck me, doing mushrooms, doing ice baths. What's next? But
get rid of that brown fat, man.
Fuck me. But yeah, so just sort of. Initially, I tied it up because it was doing my head in, because it was the perfect length to like tick on my face. Yeah. I was all, get away. And then, stop it. And then I just sort of tied it up, it was doing my head in, and I was like, oh, pun intended. And then I was like, oh, I don't really mind this. And then I'm actually getting my haircut the next couple of days to get the sides all fucking trimmed up and see what it looks like.
That's one of them. Then, or like,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever hear the song "What If Ninja Got a High Top Fade" or some shit? It's fucking so stupid,
it's
man.
It's a Poya song.
But no, man, it's like My Chemical Romance, but the lyrics are, "What if Ninja got a low, like a high top fade or something stupid?"
I
And
feel,
like it's a
feel
meme,
like I've
like
heard
it's.
this, yeah.
But originally the song was made, unironically, and it's just a meme now. But yeah, so I've just been tying the hair up, and usually when I get out of the shower, it's actually still wet at the minute. I'm just like, just get that out of my face, get it out of the way.
You're one of the very few people I feel like suited, actually. A lot of people look like wankers with it, but like you're actually like pulling it off quite well. So fair play to you.
So thank you, man. I trimmed the beard and all as well. It was doing my head in. I was kind of going for the reason why I grew a beard over lockdown, because obviously I was like, fuck, I'm not going to be anywhere. I might as well see how long I can grow it out. My beard used to be sort of year and a wee bit shorter, and then I was like, fuck it. And then originally was going to braid it, and then I was able to braid it with the length it was, but I still had these wee straggly bits, so I would have had to trim it all the way down and then braid it all the time. Like, I don't want to look like Campbell all the time. You know what I mean? When I decide to. So I went to the barbers and I was like, let's just take a good bit off it. And then he took a bit off and I was like, take more off. I just got addicted to it and I was like, take it more. Yeah, so I just fuck it, man. You know what I mean? Why not? Just fuck around, find out. Like.
That's the thing. Whenever I used to get my hair cut, I had a top knot, fucking braids and everything with it. I'd ever literally was dreadlocking it at one point. It was crazy. Yeah. And then just shaved it all off one day. But it was my auntie used to cut my hair, and she was a hairdresser. She wasn't a barber, so she was couldn't do fades or anything, you know. So I used to just get a knot at the back and sides, right up until the fucking line of it, and then the top was just completely you could if I put it down, it was like touching my cock,
Yeah, mad.
It was weird wrapping my hair around my dick and all, but just to hold it upright.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Use your fucking Viagra, dickhead. I support myself.
It's like a sling.
But it was weird. That's what I mean. And I always felt like I was like, this is a weird haircut for me, you know. Yeah. But again, I feel like you've got you've got the hairline and all for it. Yeah. Big forehead, so I couldn't pull it off. I used to wear a bandana and shit.
Yeah. Fucking KSI that shit.
Don't even say that. I did it way before KSI. Yeah. I remember when KSI started doing it, and everyone started going KSI, and I'd been doing it for 4 years before that. I
wore a bandana to football one day. They called me gay SI. I was like, for fuck's sake, you can have nothing. You can have nothing. Fucking hell, man. And funny enough, one of the boys called me Gandalf the gay with the beard. No, I was like, what is this fucking homophobia?
Frank Trompart. Name of the episode.
So I just, what the fuck was I saying about my hair and shit? Yeah, my ma used to cut my hair when I was young. She was a hairdresser as well. Oh, really? She's not a hairdresser anymore, but at the time when I was young, she would
You never lose it.
No, we never lose it. But she would have cut my hair, me and my brother's hair when we were younger. I know you're not a big football fan, but I don't know if you remember the OG Ronaldo haircut where he 2002, I think, and he had it all shaved off bar the fringe, it was just
Brazilian Ronaldo.
Yeah, Brazilian Ronaldo. Yeah. And
I know that. I stopped watching football in 2008.
Oh, good. Oh yeah, fuck, you're there, man. You're all good.
So I've a niche knowledge of it was remember Joe Cole played for West Ham. You know.
Yeah. What about in the chat the other day? We were just naming strange footballers. I named fucking Figueroa at one stage, and everyone was like, "That's a cracker." It's so weird. But so me and my brother were just around where we live, everyone was getting the Ronaldo haircut, and I thought it was a thing that everyone had around that year. I asked people recently, I was like, remember everyone had the Ronaldo haircut? They're like, no. I was like, oh my god, I have pictures in my house of me with nothing but a fringe. It is fucking mental. Disgusting looking.
See, the thing in our, around here was, you had your Air Max, obviously. Craigavon was riddled with Air Max.
Did you have, and you daren't to tie them? Am I
right?
Oh yeah,
100%.
They had to be clip-clopping off you,
Yeah, or you did your laces where they just go straight across like that.
Yeah.
Fucking parallel.
I dig that now even these days. It's a bit skitty, but
I like that. And you used to put multicolored laces and shit.
Yeah, man.
But the haircut we got was it was almost like a mullet, but it was you got the back and sides cut, but it was a mullet that was buzzed nearly.
Right.
So you would fucking weirdest haircut ever. You would spike this part up your crown, and the back a wee bit, but it went down into a V. So you would shave it into a V at the back, almost to a rat's tail, but it was buzzed, you know.
Yeah.
And then you put your fringe down.
Yeah.
So it was spiked all up, and then the fringe was down a wee bit.
Yeah.
Weirdest fucking haircut ever.
We had
pure anime shit.
Yeah. You know? Oh yeah. Yeah. Pure Dragon Ball Z. But
it was just Smicks doing coke, you know.
We had something similar as well. It was the Spice Boy era. I'm assuming he's had it as well.
Yeah,
it was called Spice Boy. So I remember one of the boys, he had the best hair. Everyone used to compliment him on it. It was I was straightening my hair and all, and I remember times I burnt my forehead, not knowing, zero hand-eye coordination, trying to straighten it. And Yeah, they were horrendous. Around the time of the V-neck, actually, fucking callback, and the plimsoll. Remember the Primark plimsoll?
Oh yeah,
plimsoll as well. Used to like
same thing.
£3.
We used to get the white plimsolls and put like different coloured laces in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get like a white or like a pink and a green one. It was fucking class.
I remember I went to Halo before Halo Teenage Disco. I don't know if you ever went. What was your Teenage Disco? Where'd you go? Like
I think ours was Sense in
Cookstown.
Yeah, Cookstown. Yeah, but we also had one that was like, it was years ago, like, but it was like called Club Insania.
Right.
And it was literally just up the road in Craigavon here, just connected. It was like the community centre of a church.
Right.
They did an underage disco in there.
Of course they did.
It was class. I remember you'd buy like put like stamps in your hand and be like, "No, mate, you've had more than one Red Bull. You're not allowed to ban all one." And you'd be like, "Right, fuck's sake, 3 cola bottles in, mate. 3 fizzy cola bottles." Fuck
yeah,
right.
fuck, and then fucking fast forward 10 years, you're like any cola bottles in the bathroom of a fucking limelight or something.
You've already had 19 pints, mate. You can't have it. Yeah, but that was ours. But yeah, what we said.
Fuck, I was saying, I went to Halo before, and I remember like my mom taking me shopping, and I remember being like, I'm gonna look fly as fuck, and I bought like these jeans from Jack and Jones, and they had like the stitch in them was like luminous green or like yellow green, whatever the fuck, and then black shirt and a luminous green tie, and then I had this pure Spice Boy haircut. I must see if I can find a photo, maybe put it in the pod. Actually, definitely not. And I got like this hairspray thing, and done like a green line all the way up here, and I remember everyone coming up to me in Halo being like, "Oh, that was class" and all. But I remember being like, "You're low key taking the piss out of me, aren't you?" But people did enjoy it, but that was the style. I remember like looking fly as fuck. Didn't kiss anyone that night, of course, and then but it was just shite. Like, it was just like, what is that style? What is that now? Like, because I noticed even like the people whenever I was going to teenage discos, like them people now dress like us now. Like, it's all the fashion's just mixed, and everyone's just it's all what it is. Like,
it's the weirdest thing, and like, you know, you've got the mullet coming back. I had a mullet in 2014, and I remember people in school taking the piss out of me.
That says so.
People were like, the mullet's so trumpy. I copied Yellow Wolf with it.
Yeah.
I was like, I fucking love this mullet, man. I'll try and find a photo of it. I fucking loved my mullet, man. Like, because I had big bushy hair, like the thickest hair going.
Yeah.
And fucking just don't know what happened. Radiation, fuck's sake. Yeah, but it's these phones, mate. But
5G, tell you.
But yeah, and I remember having the mullet and people in school taking the clean piss out of me. People who now have the mullet as 25-year-olds, you know, and you're like, fucking gay bosses, get a buzz cut, you wanker, fucking out of my face, you fruit, you know, stop picking up wee girls in your corset. But it was the funniest thing. Like, that, all that fashion is like, again, I know exactly what you mean. They're all fucking like weirdly mixing in with like our era, and I don't know how to deal with it, you know?
Yeah, it's weird, man. Like, it's very fucking weird. But I remember years ago, like, just again the style and just how you get on, like, it was just wasn't wise. But I remember being like, obviously, you call back to the previous clip, like, just the whole V-neck thing. Like, I remember if you didn't have a V-neck, like, you weren't like you weren't.
Oh, the V-neck had like a weird tiny collar on it, you know, like that part of your shirt there, like whatever that is, the fucking seam or something. Yeah, like it went the whole way down, but it was like 3 buttons down. Yeah, but it didn't. Like, the buttons didn't work, you know. It was just like there.
It was just nothing,
And you would get one with like a green one here and the pink sleeve and the blue sleeve.
Yeah, and I remember like I had to have different color sleeves, man. I couldn't have all the same color on. What do you fuck? Where'd you get that at Tesco? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I remember, funny, I was just thinking about Halo. I remember my first kiss, man, and oh my god.
Yeah, that's another thing. They'd be all like, sorry, just put a pin. Not the like every time. That's what I was gonna say. Like, people would be like, you know, girls you would be in class with in school, and like your mate would be like, so mate, are you gonna pull Molly at fucking Club Insania next week, or you know, are you gonna pull her at Sense, mate? And you're like, pull her now, I don't give it. You know, like, like, it was always like a preempted strike, you know. It was like, right, what's the game plan
this is
here?
happening, like,
just to kiss this girl in 6 days, you know.
That's all I thought about. Like, because I remember like chatting with a couple of girls in MSN, like in my class or in other classes, and all being like, yeah, well, like, what's gonna happen, like, you know. And then one of the girls was like, we'll do it tomorrow. I was like, no, I can't do tomorrow. Like, you know, I was shitting myself. I was like, fuck, I can't make it tomorrow. I got fucking top of maths and all. And she was, I was like, where? She was like, just, I forgot we were going on a school trip. We were going to, what do you call that fucking place? Down south, pure fucking holy place. Like, what do you call that fucking place, man? Doesn't matter. But we were going down there, and I was like, that's fucking
Navan.
Literally somewhere down there. What do you call that fucking place?
The place where you can like go and kiss the Virgin Mary or some shit. Like,
I don't know. It was the only kiss I was getting that day. Put it that way. But what do you call it, man? Fuck, it doesn't matter. It'll come to me. But And I forgot we were on a school trip, and I was like,
Knock.
Knock.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Who's there? But shit. But
we're done recording this.
Yeah, I'm never coming on another fucking episode of this ever again. But yeah, so she's gonna do it tomorrow. I was like, where? She's like, on the bus. I was like, are you insane? On the bus? Yes.
What about speed bumps?
Yeah. But it was more just like whenever someone was catching on the bus, it was like, holy fuck, wow, you know, everyone's going mad. But it never sort of happened. I remember one time, me and this particular girl were like, yeah, we'll kiss in Halo. And we were like getting your mate to come up and asking all the whole lot. And then she was like, yeah. And then she went up and said something to me. And I was like, what? All I could hear in the background was fucking David Guetta, sexy bitch. And I was like, it's a banger.
I was literally about to say
it was
David Guetta, where them girls on.
Yeah, it was a soundtrack. And by the way, Halo used to play Beyonce Halo at the end of every nightclub, and it was so satisfying because I'm like, of course it is. It's written in the stars. But fucking, I remember like dancing to it all, like, you know, sensually, like no drinking, all cringe, like brutal, right? And like matching eyes at like one of the boys across the room with me, being all like singing, all, oh my god, cut that out, cut that out of my memory. I mean, like
that's it. I do the same thing now. If I'm like blocked and we end up somehow in a nightclub once every 6 months, I like see like someone I know and be like,
yeah,
but again, you're blocked.
Stone Cold Sober singing Beyonce Halo, like, you know what I mean? And the boy I play football, I can picture it right now. Like, the boy I play football with, like, who got another story with him as well. Jesus Christ, boy, what's in that monster gear? But anyway, so she came up to me and she was like, basically, like, we'll kiss or whatever. And I remember kissing, and then say the girl's name's Neve. Look at me covering names again, and she was like, I was kissing her, and it was like, it was mid, like, and then it was me being mid too. I think I burped and all at one stage, right? And somebody come on and goes, oh my god, is that Soupy and Neve? Both of us stopped kissing, walked away, and never spoke about it again. And like, it was just like, oh fuck, that happened, like, you know. And it was like, we were so young, it was like, never ever spoke about it again.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, not wise. But
see, I was actually like, I'm more awkward now than I was as a teenager. I got bullied a lot and was smooth as fuck. I think that's why I got bullied, because I was smooth, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I remember like, again, so cringe. Like my technique was to like try and dance with you, sort of thing. What people do, what cultures do now, basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know? And like I always would like, because back then the guys didn't dance with the girls, thing, you know, like fuck. You know, that would be all weird.
Yeah.
But I would go over and try and like, you know, like take your hand and do a wee dance, make it spin or something, you know, something cringe like that.
Yeah.
And like, I never had to do the whole get fucking thing to say
something
to
do that. Yeah.
I don't know why. I had confidence back then.
Yeah.
What happened to me, man? Fuck this shit.
Me and one of the boys, two wee chubby boys, like, you know, it was kisses were few and far between back in the day, like, you know. And I remember me and him had this conversation, like, he's my best mate, like, and when we were quite young enough, like, we both realised that we could slag each other for being fat, right? And then it was just the only thing we done, like, you know, and it was class, and then we started like opening up to each other, being like, you know, just about different things, like the fucking the life and death of being fat, like, you know. And we were like, do you ever have people come up to you in Halo and, like, you know, their mates come up to you and be like, will you kiss your mate? And then the mate, you're like, yeah, and the mate turns around and laughs and walks away, and we were like, we had this wee moment, and we were like, oh shit, oh, that's what like, shit. And this is like, get it? This is a couple of years ago and all, we were just
skinny bastards.
I know. I remember one of the boys, like, and this is not a lie, like, it used to be like, how many girls you kissed tonight? Like, you know, one of the boys, like, 42. And no word of a lie, because he had a twin, and they both look the exact same, and they're both pulling like fuck. Like, it wasn't wise. And I remember being like, looking back now, I'm like, that is disgusting. Like, that is absolutely disgusting.
Fucking like, mono floating about.
Yeah, man. Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, not wise, but bring back the days. Though I actually sort of stopped going to teenage discos when everybody started drinking at them.
Yeah, because that's the exact same. Yeah,
I had a wee carry out and all, like, with, you know, a couple of the boys and whatever I drank before, but I remember being like, I'm not getting steaming, like, in Dundalk and all, and being all like all away from home and all scared, like, you know. And then I just sort of stopped, and then
only do it now.
No, Dundalk, get away. Dundalk is a good spot for a pint though, in fairness. But like, yeah, so I sort of stopped around then, and then I started going to the Relic in area and then the Belmont when I was like 16 and all.
The Belmont, that was a hotel, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in Mabridge.
The Belmont actually was a nice spot.
It was decent,
until like 3 people died at it. But like, no, I remember we had like because I worked in a youth club, and like the youth club had like fucking hundreds of people, like volunteers, and, you know, like dropping people and stuff. And we had our like formal at it,
right?
And it was good because I never had a formal. I dropped out of school early and all, you know, so it was nice to like have something like that, like a load of teenagers just, you know, fucking about.
Yeah.
It was just weird because there was 3 white people at it. not weird, but like not. Let's dig a hole here. I mean, like. It was like, you know, you see all the photos of all the people you went to school with formals, and it's the whitest shit ever.
Yeah.
But ours was like so fucking,
culturally mixed, like.
Yeah, and it was like, again, there was like 3 Northern Irish people at it.
Yeah.
So it was like all rock music playing the whole night, and all. And I was like, this is fucking sick. You know?
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and it was great. So it was more like lively than what like another formal would be, you know. There was like dance circles and all and shit, you know.
Oh man.
They'd like throw you in the middle and they go fucking get the white boy in there. And I was like fucking
dance cracker. Is that racist? Is it racist saying that? I don't know. It's me. You know, can we give me? I don't know.
At the feet.
Yeah. But my formal actually, my girlfriend at the time couldn't go because our parents were quite strict at the time or whatever, and then just wasn't allowed to go. Long story short, right? It's a story for another day. And I'm really not telling it because it's not funny. That's not even sad. There's just no nuance to it. It just is what it is, like, you know. But she rang me like 2 weeks before my formal, and I was just in the house of one of the boys, my mate, the fat mate, and even to this day, he's not even fat anymore. And my brother will come into my room every day and be like, "Where's that fat cunt?" Like he calls him a fat cunt all the time. It's just a thing, like, you know. But she rang me and she was like, "Yeah, I got bad news. I can't go to the formal." I was like, "Fuck." She was the year below me too, and she was in tech, so she wasn't gonna get her own formal. So it was like fucked. And my mate dropped out of school in 5th year as well. So I was like, "Fuck that shite," all sad and all. And I turned around to him and was like, "Do you want to go to the formal?" And he's like, "Who with?" I was like, "Me." So I just brought him to my formal, like pure Catholic school. Like there was definitely a couple of teachers being like, "Fucking yeah," but definitely was like, but
Not
it was
having none of that in this fucking
but
St. Malachy's.
But there was it was a piss take. Like we just arrived because in the way everyone else was sitting with their wee dates from like girls from other schools and it was all nervous, awkward and all, and we were just on the pints immediately, steaming. Pulled up to the limo with like, I had 2 horse masks. Don't ask why I had 2 of them. Right? Remember like back in the day, the horse mask was the funniest shit ever. Like, and I had 2 of them.
Doing the raffle at the pub.
And yeah, we arrived up to the limo with 2 horse masks on. It was fucking unreal. Got like we professional photos and all taken. It was class. Like, and the whole night we were just with each other. It was the best crack ever. It was so good.
You'd prefer that, wouldn't you? Just
maybe bring one of the boys. Like, the boys. Because I remember like maybe a couple of the girls that the boys brought, like maybe knew a girl from their school, and they would be like, "I'm gonna go over and talk to Neve here," and then they would just fuck off. You never see them again. Whereas me, we're just like, "You want to pull her?" And then you go over and get rejected. I'm like, "Oh, you fuck up." You know what I mean? Like, it was unreal, man.
Yeah, ours was like that formal we went to. Abby, close your ears. I'm sorry. So basically, my ex at the time, it was basically how me and her nearly ended up getting together, because she was. I don't give a fuck about her. Fuck her. It was just the story for me was cool because I kind of punked someone, you know.
Right, okay.
Like,
Ashton Kutcher in
every time
to bring Ashton Kutcher to the function.
Me at 15, fucking 40-year-old man standing next to me. Hey kids! Mila Kunis fucking calling the cops. But she had went with someone else to that, and I was just going on my own, like, you know, I was like fucking stag, bro, you know. And like I was fuming because like it was one of them things, you know, when you're like a teenager and you fancy someone or whatever. Yeah. And she was going with someone else. This guy, he lives across the road, funny enough. Right. Sound as fuck. Shout out you, Sydney. Love you to bits. And he was like they just went together as like mates or whatever. He was like, I have no one to go with, you go. And I was like, in the middle of it, I was like, nah, you're with me now. And she was like, okay. Yeah. And I was like, see you later, Sid. Yeah. Spin the wheels, big man. But the thing is, I love him a bit. He's fucking grew up with a fella who's class.
Well, see what I mean? He was after me like, happy days, like, go on ahead. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones. Like, my mate's working a fucking nightmare on a night out. Like, he was
sorry, the thing is, like, he fucking had no hard time with women. He was a black guy. Like, he fucking...
happy
you know,
like, he
you know, I was nothing. You know?
Like, yeah. You were the poster white kid. Like, you know what I mean? You were a statistic. Like,
sorry, what were you going to
say? Yeah, my mate, it's just a nightmare. Like, when I'm on a night out, I like to go for a wee walkie by myself. You know, just a wee, who's about, have a lighter in my pocket, but still go up and ask someone for a lighter for a bit of crack. No, you know, all that shit. But my mate would be like, I see him talking to someone, and we used to do this thing when we were younger, like, when we first started going out and drinking and all, we used to, like, just bullshit to people. I still sort of do it these days for the crack. Yeah. I remember walking out one day, and he was in mid-conversation with someone, he was like, yeah, no, I was sparring him last week, but I just said, no, I have to go back and work for Microsoft in Australia. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I went to go over and, like, add on to it, you know.
It's a fucking fever dream.
Yeah, but, so he was lying about being a boxer and also working for Microsoft in Australia, right? Man, and we were like 16 at the time. He was talking to this 30-year-old man, definitely off his head, being like, "No way, man!" Right? And I went over to like sort of interject and like add on to the story for a bit of a laugh. And I remember he looked at me, just gave me death eyes, and was like, "Get away!" I was like, "Okay, fuck me." That man was deep in a lie, like, you know what I mean. He didn't want me to trip him up, like. But he sometimes if he's talking to someone, he'd be like, "Yeah, I'll be over in a minute, man." You're never seen him again. You know what I mean? Even with girl, boy, whatever, like, you know, he'll just like disappear. You're like, "Where's Blair?" He's like, he's gone. Like,
I love it. I do that too, though. Especially see like when me and the boys went to Ibiza and all. So like the boys used to do it. They used to pretend they were in the army, and I was like, "That's stolen valor. Like that's not. That's like not even just a wee porky pie. That's a fucking. It's a felony. Like, you know, you fucking impersonating a cop here. Like.
Your Honor, it was a wee porky pie.
Your Honor, I was telling a few fibs, right?
You know what I mean?
White lies, white lies.
I'll be fucking a few pints and all over yourself. Like, you fucking get a few smiths. I mean, you never know what I'm gonna say. Like, you know?
They used to tell people they were in the army and shit. But whenever I went to Ibiza, I had only been doing comedy maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
So it was October. I went in August, so fucking probably like 8 months or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was this DJ playing in like Ibiza Rocks or something, you know. And I heard him like talking on the microphone. He was like, "Everyone give me a shirt if you're ready to dance." And I was like, "He's from Belfast." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm going to chat to him."
Yeah.
And I walked up to him and there was like a load of wee girls like stomping around him, like trying to like talk to him, you know.
Yeah,
like, they were all like in their early 20s or whatever. And I walked up to him and I was all, "Well, big man." And he was all, "Northern Ireland." And I was like, "Is right, bro, is right." And he was like, "What's the crack?" And I was like, "It's glad to see someone do well outside the country, mate. You know, I'm a comedian, mate, so I am." And he was like, "Yeah, are you?" And he was like, "You know Shane Todd?" No, I was all like, "God, bro, I like that."
Yeah, oh, man.
And all the wee girls were like fucking, because they were just standing like listening to me and him shout shit. And they like turned around and they were like, "Oh my God, do you do stand up? Have you ever done Laveries?" And I was all, "Do Laveries every week." Hadn't even got close to doing it.
Yeah.
I was like,
didn't even know what Laveries was, like, you know.
I was fucking shitting myself. I'd done like Chicken Box, The Pav, and Sunflower.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Nah, Blade, listen, what's the biggest crowd I've ever played to? 4 grand." Like,
4 grand.
All the DJ just looking at me going, "Yeah, man, we'll have to do something when we get home." And I was like, "What? What are we gonna do when we get home?"
What does that mean? Like,
just spin the decks in the podcast. But yeah, no,
get him on, fuck it.
I love getting drunk and talking shit.
Absolutely. But I used to like tell ridiculous lies. Now it's just sort of bullshit. Like, what the fuck? We went to Portugal there, and my mate just got steaming, and he was like, we're talking to these boys from like Wales or something, just outside the shop. We were going to get fakes or something. I bumped into them. We were just chatting away. They were sound as fuck.
Yeah.
And my mate was like, "He's fucking famous stand-up comedian." And I was like, "Fuck, my one's famous, you know, but I'll take it." You know? But he was like, I was like, "Fuck me," like, and then because it sort of kind of been arse, like I was sort of wasn't in the form. It was like the third day, I was fucked. Like I was like, I couldn't even be arse lying. And then he was like, he's a rapper and all too. And I was like, "Oh, here we go, Jesus Christ." And then I sort of got into it, and I was like, "Yeah, man, fucking just lied to him just to take the piss out because I was just done with it." Like, and he was like, "Let me hear one of your sets." And I was like, "Oh God, here we go." And then I just played him like a guy from Wales, and I was like, "What about them cultures, what?" And he had to pretend to like it.
You're in the fuck. What's that West like? You get stuck in the Sydenham bypass, right?
Right, I gotta booze him, right? But so yeah, man, it was just fucking night. I love just the wee white lies, and sometimes me and one of the boys, like, we'd be in the middle of talking to someone, all good crack, all sound. We'd look at each other and be like, "I'm done with this cunt," and then just absolutely bullshit him, like just talk wild shit to him, like, you know, and start like call back to the couple of podcasts ago when we speak like the traveller language, like we just start doing that to each other, and all they're like, "What the fuck? He's cunt speaking in tongues," like.
No, I know. Like, so when me and Adam will go out or something, like I think it was on his birthday last year or something, we ended up in like Kremlin or something, just randomly, you know. It was like, "Oh, it's fucking 1:30 in the morning, where can you go to drink?" You know.
Yeah.
Ended up in the Kremlin, starting talking to some fella, just another dude like us who were just like a straight guy invading the LGBT community's private space, and he was like chatting away at us, and I tolerate anyone when I'm drunk. I don't give a shit, but I was kind of feeling like, fuck this dude, like
kind of done with this.
Yeah.
Like,
And me and Adam looked at each other and we were like, and then we just started harassing the dude. Like, just started, like, we switched up on him so good, and just started like calling him like, not like, you know, like
not being a dick, like, but you're just slagging him,
like anything he said, we were winding him up about it and all, and then he just sort of walked away and we were like, "Job done." Didn't even speak about it after. We're just like, "Yeah, we knew what the crack was there." You know?
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah. No, my mates are loose cannons and nights out. We're never scrapping, none of that there shit, like, you know. But my mate, we were in a local bar there one time, and fucking flat out, can't remember if there was a birthday or something on. We were just pinting away in Oba, and then I looked in through the doors of the smoking area inside, And there was just this fella, like, you know, a whole big scrap happening or something, you know.
Yeah.
And the barman, one of the bouncers, was fucking the boy out. I was sort of watching him with a pint, being like, "Oh fuck, free fight, like sound, you know." And
dinner and a show.
Yeah. And I wish there was a feed by Lock of Goujons when I went down rightly. But yeah, I was just watching, I guess, sound, man. I was just like, he was getting chucked out and he was struggling to get through like the wee double doors with like 3 people and all, big bastards.
Yeah.
Oh, he sees my mate coming behind him, just like getting him in a headlock to try and get him out. And all, I was like, "What are you involving yourself for? It's done, like it's done." And he was all like, "Help me, Soupy." I was like, "What am I gonna do? Like, I got a pint of Guinness here, like, and
you can't fit an all cunt on him.
Yeah, like I can barely fit that through that door myself."
He's like, "Help me, Soupy." You're like, 2 shots, yeah, fucking like, some booger.
Yeah. And then he whispers in his ear, "So he's in fucking Australia, right?" Oh man, not ways. But I love that. I love the crack when people are drunk, but sometimes I see the way people get on with the drunk and I'm like, when I'm sober, I'm like, oh my god, is that what I'm like? Like, you know what I mean? That's I had the fear after the fucking staff do, or the comedians fucking staff do thing. Like, I said to Jazz the other night, I was like, "I'm sorry if I was annoying." She was like, "Oh, you weren't annoying, it was fucking fine." And I knew it wasn't a sham, but when you wake up and you convince yourself you are, I was like, "Ah, man, no."
See, I don't really get the fear anymore. I sort of accept it. And now I just go, I probably was a dick, I probably was annoying people, but who gives a fuck?
But also at the same time, everyone else is waking up with that exact same thing, because everyone's burning the ears off each other, like, you know what I mean? I shook Luke McGibbon's hand 8 times in one conversation. You know what I mean? Like, but it was like, that's what I'm saying, I'm always nice, like, I'm always, if anything, I'm too nice,
you're
like,
never a dick, I'll switch on you real quick, like, I'll fucking, like, if I hear you say something sly, or I hear like, I decide, oh, he's trying to wind me up, I'll fucking, like,
flame you, like,
I'll turn into a cunt straight away, like, and you'll, like, I'll just do it until you leave, like, I won't be like, fuck off or anything.
But see, I take the opposite angle, where someone's trying to be, I remember I was waiting on a taxi or something one time, and this fella, I kind of recognised his face. He must have been at one of the gigs or something in your area before, and he was like, because I know my mate's mom's the taxi rank or whatever, so I went up to her and I was like, "Well, what's crack? How long is taxi home or whatever." And he was like, "Big comedian trying to skip the queue," and I was like, having a wee laugh with him, you know, just thinking, and then I was like, "Sure, fucking let me jump in front of you there, I'll fucking give you a shout out in the next gig," and all, and he was all, "Fuck up," and he started being a bit cheeky, and then I just sort of was like, I really like over-niced him, you know what I mean, and started like really annoying, and then he just like sort of shut up because I wasn't biting, like, you know, but that was my way of just being like, fuck up, you know what I mean. I was sort of slagging him, like, taking the piss out of him, but like slagging him as if he was my mate, but like sort of joke with a jag type shit, you know, because I'm just like, what am I gonna do, fucking fight outside a taxi rank, like, you know what I mean?
I know. The last time I'm pretty sure I got the fear was when I was about 18, and I had said the most fucking douchey thing I've ever said in my life. I had just bought like a new pair of Jordans, and they were like 240 quid or something mad. Like, I had a weird shoe addiction back in the day. Every penny I earned went in shoes. And I'd bought these pair, and this guy started taking the piss out of it. But like, it was unprovoked. Like, he literally was like sitting with his girlfriend, and someone sitting with their girlfriend, shut the fuck up. Like, protect her. Don't be causing rows with groups of guys, you know. And he had just turned around out of nowhere, and he was like, "I fucking ginger over there," and I was like, "What?" And I was all fucking, I remember, like, this haunts me to this day. I turn around to him and I goes, "Mate, my fucking shoes cost more than your rent," and that keeps me up at night ever since. I was like,
you're 18 too.
I was like, oh, that's the cringe. I was like, I still haven't even moved out yet. Fucking, I was like, I don't even know what rent is. He's like, "I actually pay for mortgage." But that was a weird time.
I was on that at one time, and this like sort of, I went out loads when I was like 16 to 18, and then when I was 18 I sort of stopped going out because I had my fill, because I was out fucking during the summer. There was like a Wednesday rip in the bank, he called it, so every Wednesday, every Saturday, steaming. And I was in the bank one time in the area, and I used to do this thing, man, thinking it was so funny. 99% of people would stand up, whether it was fake laugh or a genuine like laugh. They would always like take it in jest, like, you know. But if I seen 2 people shifting, now in fairness, saying this out loud now, and I've thought about it, what a fucking idiot I was. I thought this was funny. People still did laugh, right? But I used to go up to people shifting, being like, "Oh my god, you're not a frigid anymore." Wanker, right? But I thought it was funny, right? I wasn't being a dick. I just thought there were.
If you did it now, I'd be like, "Mate, what are you doing?"
Yeah, what are you doing, man?
But at the same time, like, the thought of doing it back in the day
is funny as fuck. But 99% of people would stand up and be like, "Ah, man, shake my hand," and I'll be like, "Oh, fucking cracker," and all whatever. And this boy stopped and goes, "What?" And he's like, "I'm just joking because you were shifting," and you know, because he was shifting like my mate's mate. I didn't really know her that well, but it was sort of, I seen them had it. I was like, "I'll go for the crack," you know. And I would always like interject, not while they're shifting, but like, you know, in between, like just when they're sitting, you know. Sorry, just when they're sitting. And he stood up and he was like, "Walk away." I was a great man, whatever, you know. I sort of realised I was a bit of a dick there. Like, I'll just walk away. I go, "I'll go out this way." He's like, "No, go that way." I was like,
"Go that way."
Yeah, I was like, You've already getting me to leave. I'm not leaving the way you want me to leave, you know? And then
you're like, that's the women's toilet I was going to head into. But I'm digging my heels in.
And he just like walked that way. I was like, mate, it's done. I agree. Like, I was a dick. It's fine. Like, you know, it's fine. Yeah. I'm going that way though. I'm going for a smoke. And he was like, I'm going to headbutt you in count of 5. I was like, sound. And he was like, 5, 4. I just looked at him and he headbutted me on 3. I swear to God. Right? But man, I was so blocked, right? So blocked. And I remember I didn't even know what happened, right? And next thing you know, my head just went back, and he was standing there, and I was waiting on the 2-1, right? I was still waiting on it. And I went, right.
You didn't even fire an headbutt.
But he headbutted me like right. It was like right in the bridge of the nose, but it wasn't sore. No, I took it like a champ. And then I was standing there, and one of the older boys in my street come over, tight bastard. Yeah. And like the older boys were sitting over in the corner, and he was like, "Fuck me, Soupy, alright? No, do you want me to fucking like sort this boy out?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, sorry, no, fucking, it's only a bit of crack, no." Again, and it was fine. Like I didn't really give a fuck. 'Cause I was like, I'm in the wrong here. I was a dick. I didn't deserve a headbutt, like, but whatever, you know. And
fucking slay cunt.
I bastard. I went into
shut off too quick.
I went into the toilet then after.
Wasn't even a fair fight.
It wasn't, man. And I went to the toilet after, and I was all fucking gimp, no, because it hit me, pun intended, that I got headbutted because I was so blocked, and I was like fucking gimp, no. I went back outside, and I'm like, what the fuck is that about? Like, not start on. I was just like
45 minutes.
Yeah, he was like, I was last week.
Yeah,
I said, what the fuck is that about, man? Not being a dick. I was like, fuck me, like, fucking. Yeah. And he started being all like, yeah, man, sorry. I was like, what the fuck, like, you know what I mean? But I remember on that.
Bet you the girl wasn't near him the second time.
No, she wasn't. Nowhere near.
There we go.
Nowhere near him. And then his mate came over and was like, he's just a bit of a dick. Like, and I was like, no, like, it was pure, like, that drunk conversation where everyone's taking accountability but it's going nowhere sort of thing, you know. And
no, it's my fault. It's my fault.
Yeah, and he was like, no, it's my fault. No.
Bouncer was like, I wasn't even watching you. It's his fault.
And then next thing you know, his mate was standing between us. I was like, you're making this weird now, you're standing between us. And I was like, no, it's fine. And then I just was like, he looked at me like a bit of a dick way. I just hit him a slap on the side of the head and ran away. And then I think we locked eyes like later on in the night, and we were just sort of like chucking at each other. I was like, that's cracked now, you know what I mean? It's alright.
The funniest thing is I imagine, like, you know, like Scooby-Doo when their legs go
yeah. But it was like
when you ran, the dust of your body was still there.
The shadow was still there. But it was one of those things where ran into like a road painted on a wall and all. But no, it was one of the things where I slapped him and I ran away giggling because it was like, this is just a bit of crack now, you know. And then I was seeing each other later on the night, like
3 men in balaclava show up at your door.
But it was funny because I remember being like, fuck, what that, like, he headbutted me, I gotta be slapping on him. It was like whatever, and then I remember like being like, fuck, is he gonna try and scrap me now? Because I thought it was done. It was a bit of a piss take, and then I was seeing each other across the dance floor and just sort of laughed at each other, and I was like, that's what being a man is there, you know what I mean? That's what. But I woke up the next day and I booked and all that night. I was steaming. I remember I found £1 on the ground, and then next thing you know, I was kissing it. Like, you know, I was fucked. And then I woke up the next day. I was like, I'm not going out for a while. It just put the fear in me because I was like, I am always like fun-loving cunt, like all good. And I was like, if I can get myself headbutted, what am I doing? Like, you know. But no, it was fucking serious crack. But I actually forgot that story till I just was in the middle of telling it there. Fucking unreal.
Well, fuck me up. There was the headbutted me on 3.
Yeah, cunt. What a wanker. Like, but in fairness, like,
I hope you watch this shit, dick.
Yeah. It was absolutely not fair digs, like, you know what I mean? It was unfair digs, like. But I just remembered as my head going back, and I was like, waiting. I remember like thinking in my head, where's the 2 and the 1? And I was like, oh, he's done it already. Like, it didn't even
1-2.
Yeah. Well, it was fucking fair play to him. Fair play to you, Con. I was a bit of a cunt, but you're still a fun game. But no, it was good.
Me and Pete went out there recently. It wasn't a fight or anything, like, but we went out. I say recently. It was about fucking a year ago. Holy shit! And we just went out in Lurgan, and there was this guy walked up to us for some reason randomly. I think we were just starting at a bar, and we were the only other 2 people at the bar. Yeah. And he came up and was just trying to decide that, he was like, I'm just going to chat shit to these guys. Yeah. And I don't know how it came about, but the guy was as white as me, right? Yeah. And then randomly just started telling me and Pete about how he's related to Bob Marley.
Right.
Because his name was like Sean Marley or something, you know, like something like that. And he was like, mate, I swear to God, mate, no, like Ziggy Marley is my fucking uncle, mate. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, nah, mate, I swear to God. And started like telling me about all this and being like, nah, I swear, mate, look at my fucking ID, Sean Marley or whatever his name was. I probably is his name. I'm probably gonna get fucking caught out. But he literally was like, showed me it. And I just hear his like woman from across the bar going, is he telling you he's related to Bob Marley? And he went, fuck up, would you? And I was like, you talking Porky Pies to me? And he goes, no, I'm not even. And the wife came over and goes, he's convinced he's related to Bob Marley. And I was like, what am I in the middle of here?
But I love that because that's his wee thing. Let him have it. Like, you know what I mean? That's the woman killed the character. Even like
she's seen him talking to us for a split second.
She just knew
and
immediately.
The first thing she shouted was, "Is he?" And it wasn't even like in a I'll show him up kind of way. It was if he tells an all compass, is he telling he's related to Bob Marley? And I was like,
fucking God.
I was laughing my head off, man. I was like, this is the weirdest shit ever. And then me and Pete just left that bar.
That's done. Yeah, whenever people pretend to be related to fucking Bob Marley, it's time to go home.
He was like, oh. It's the way he explained to me. He was like, "Oh no, mate, during the war, like fucking." I was like,
"What is he, fucking Uncle Albert from fucking Holy Foods and Horses?"
I was like, "What war?" He's like, "Was Bob Marley not famous in like the 70s? Ziggy Marley not only born in like the 70s?"
I don't know who Ziggy is, man.
Ziggy's his son. Ziggy.
Oh, I thought he was the inventor of the rolling paper.
No, he owns that shop in Belfast, the vape shop. Ziggy Sig. But he sings the. He's a singer as well, but he's done like voice acting. He was one of the jellyfish in Shark Tale, the Jamaican jellyfish.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Now.
He does. You know that song. And then let the fire, let it burn them. The Skrillex one.
Oh,
with Ziggy Marley.
Oh, right, that makes a lot of sense now. But, that story reminds me of last night in Madden's. We were there. It was fucking packed last night. Me and Jack McGee were standing at the back of the bar, and Jack was like fucking moving out with his shoulder and all, and I have a bit of ball on my shoulder. I was like, "What's up, man? Are you alright?" And he was like, "Man, I'm fucking." he led with this, which was hilarious. He goes, "I fucking think I'm having a heart attack." I was like, "No, I've shit myself before a gig before, right?" And he was like, "Man, I got this fucking pain in my shoulder, and it's going down to my wrist." Like, and he was moving about and all. And I was like. He was like, I googled it there, and I was like, first mistake. And he was like, no, I know, man, I know, but it's just in my head now. And I was just laughing, and I was like, it's your right arm, you're all good. And he was like, no, I know I'm not having a heart attack, I'm only taking the piss, but he was just all sore, and he was sort of worried. He was like, just like, what the fuck is it annoying him, you know? And this girl comes over, and she's using like Jack's power bank or something to charge her phone. She's like, all of a sudden, just turned around and was like, did you ever watch Give My Head Peace? And we're like, yeah. She's like, my uncle's in it. I'm like, cool. You know what I mean? She was like, do you want to be a comedian? And I was like, well, kind of am, but like, yeah, at the same time. And she was like, I talked to my uncle. I was like, what are you talking about?
Your uncle must be like Tim McGarry or something.
No, it wasn't even Tim McGarry. It was some.
That's one of the ones you don't care about.
Yeah, I can't remember. She said the character's name, but I can't even remember. But I was like, that's cool. Like, she obviously got a few drinks in her. I was like, that's cool. Whatever the fuck, like, you know.
Yeah.
And she was sounding like we were chatting with her, and then I was sort of going over my set, and they were like, were you all right now? And I was looking over my set, and all I could hear was Jack in the background going, no way, yeah, that's mad. You know, like, flat out. But I looked over on him, and he was like fucking out with his arm, and he was obviously completely worried about his arm, and she was just melting the ears off him, like, just about Only Fools and or not fucking Give My Head Peace and all. And I was in stitch. I kept trying to make eye contact with him, to give him a wee chuckle, like, you know. And I just felt so bad for him, and then he left after. He wasn't getting, he didn't get a spot or whatever. He arrived too late. But I was in stitches, though. I was like, and it was one of the things where you could tell it was very much, you know, when you're burning the ears off someone and they just keep saying no way, you're just like, it's time to go.
That's mad.
Yeah,
really? Oh, why?
Yeah, it's time to go at that stage. I'm usually okay at, you know, judging whenever I'm melting the ears off someone. I'm like, it's time to go.
Well, I can usually, like, the only time I haven't been a good, I did judge it, but I refused to stop because it was my only opportunity. It was after Aaron McCallum's solo show in the Waterfront. Yeah. Burn the ears out Colin Gaddis, and I could feel him just being like, aye. And I was like, I'm gonna keep going, bro, because I'll not get this opportunity.
Yeah.
And
you got your fucking phone out, made a podcast with him. Then, like.
I actually did ask him to come on the podcast.
Did you?
And he was all, listen, I would rather you come to my house and record in mine. I'm not going anywhere else. And I was like, fair enough, mate.
Yeah, I mean,
do what the fuck you want. You know?
Yeah.
But it was funny. I was like, but to be fair, he was dead on about it because he was like, I was ranting to him about like, because that clip of William talking about how people in school used to be like, I saw Barry a blender and Magaloo sparking out 2 bouncers, you know.
Yeah.
And like those stories did go about. I remember in school, there was a house in Portadown that had KKK spread on the wall of it, right. And it was a black family lived in it, and you were like, fuck me, Jesus Christ, you know. And Portadown is like fucking, there's a hefty black crowd in it now, you know, like there's a lot of foreign nationals in it, and like I remember someone turned around to me and going, mate, I'm not even fucking telling a word of a lie. Barry Blender did that. He stood outside their house and called them all the N-words a day and all. And I was like, Barry the Blender did it? Colin Gaddis just using this as a fucking... Like, all I can imagine is, like, Gaddis being like Batman, just putting on the bandana and just going like, right, it's my time. And then just stand out screaming the N-word at it. And we family just trying to live their life.
Oh my fucking God.
I was telling him about that and he was like, yeah, man, this is weird. And then I expected him to just go, that's crazy, and then walk away. But he was a bit steaming as well. And then he started like leaning into the conversation. He was like, oh mate, I swear to God, it's so weird because like there's guys coming up to me 22 years of age showing me photos of them when they were 11 with me, you know, and I was like, what the fuck, that is mental. Yeah, but it was funny to be like, you know, whatever. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up at that. We've had about 50 odd minutes or so. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Or
started Twitch streaming. Yes. And that's not having Tourette's in a river. That is basically me.
How long did you have that?
Oh man, I said it last night in Madden's, and it pure absolute crickets. And I was like, that's a cracker. I'm gonna fucking lean into it. I'm gonna do it again. So you can take that one for free. But yeah, so I started Twitch streaming. I'm still fucking around with the audio levels and shit like that as well. Just a bit of crack. I am getting beat by people much younger and better than me, blaming my internet and then picking my nose. So it's good crack. Like, yeah. So tune in. It's at Soupy Stephen on Twitch. I probably stream every Sunday. I'll probably just, if I'm free a couple of hours, I'll probably fire it on or whatever. But I'll try and stream every Sunday. I'll probably advertise it or some shit. Don't really give a fuck. I'm going to do a 24-hour stream for charity, which I was meant to do fucking a couple of years ago when I lost a fantasy football thing. But I wanted to do it right. I wanted to get a face cam mic and all set up, and I got a laptop and shit. I didn't want to just like do it from my Xbox, and I could have been any cunt playing any game, you know what I mean? So I wanted to do it right, get donations and all in. I'm going to do it for good cause and all for the crack as well. So stay tuned for that sort of shit as well. And then, yeah, just follow me on Instagram at Soupy Stephen. Keep an eye out for gigs and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Class. Yeah, no, I actually need to get watching one of them streams because I fucking every Sunday I'm just like Avi's like dragging me out for a walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also buy tickets to my solo show, please. If you made it this far in the podcast, buy tickets 4th of April, Portside Inn in near the docks. You know the docks, and basically the show's called Cheeky Wee Boot. We've got Soupy here doing support and Adam Byrne hosting it. It'll be good crack. You'll actually get to hear me tell fucking jokes for once. So come see that. That'll be good crack. And just again, same just vague gigs get put up on the Instagram stories and stuff. Yep. Yeah, so follow the TikTok and shit. I'm trying to get it to 10,000 so I can start getting paid and, you know, feed my family. So, yeah, we'll hit over 3,000. That was fun.
Yeah, I've seen that actually. Yeah, good shit, man.
So I'm happy with that. But, yeah, listen, thank you very much for listening, folks. If you've made it this far and you don't want to fucking shoot yourself over it, thank you very much. Again, just tune in every week when I upload an episode vaguely and, you know, schizophrenically. So, yeah, fucking whatever.
Look after yourselves.
Tell your ma I was asking about her. Yep. Fucking whoop.
Press the hectic button.